There he is.
We got Brock Purdy. We got Nick Bosa, Fred Warner,
Awesome.
Debo Sanders. Yep, just got it today. How you guys doing today? You on mute? You on mute?
There we go. That's better. So, we got the Bengals coming up this upcoming weekend. You know, Sunday.
Yep.
Early afternoon game, and in my opinion, it should have been flexed to the evening game.
Yeah.
But, you know, whoa, hold on a second. Is that real metal there, David?
Yeah. It's gold. Oh yeah, that's real metal.
Is it?
Nah. I wish.
Oh, here we go. Starting to get folks in.
Yep.
Welcome, my good friend Damien Lee.
What's going on,
What's
David?
up, Damian Lee? What's
Are you
up,
good
man?
tonight? And we got Ryan from No Border Sports.
Yep.
Hey, David Corona, who did you rob?
Who I robbed? I robbed
Yeah,
another 49. I robbed another 49er fan.
You ain't paying for a solid gold
So what
chain.
is that
What up,
exactly?
Damian
Is
Lee?
that a chain?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
chain.
plastic chain.
Nah, this is real,
Oh,
bro.
look at that.
This is real. What are you talking about? No fake.
No, totally fake.
Nah.
We'll see tomorrow when we'll see on Sunday when your neck's all green.
Nah, I'm going 17-0 this week.
for some reason, I want to hear what's that phrase by Clubber Lang? What's that phrase? I pity the fool.
I pity you.
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
I ain't getting on no plane.
I
Hey,
pity the
BA,
fool.
just drink this milk. Okay, I'll just drink the like. Why are you drinking the milk? You know what happens when you drink the milk? You wake up, you're on a plane.
That is what
Pity
happens.
somebody who never did anything to anybody after he got drugged and put on the plane. I love that show. Oh my god, A-Team. Oh my gosh, as a kid, oh. Remember one time they made like remote control airplanes, and they had the little, you know, that red rocket thing you could put some water in and you'd pump up with your hand and you'd slide the thing off and it'd shoot up. They were putting black powder in there, and they had the remote controlled airplanes, and they're dropping bombs on people, which is totally unfeasible because you can't actually hold enough on there, and you'd have to like go back to the base, reload it, and send it up, and it's not feasible. But it was cool when I was a kid.
Ryan's going 1-16 this week.
Ooh. 1-15.
Yeah.
David,
How many?
I believe
Hold
I
on
got,
a second. How many
I
games
got,
are
like,
there?
over twice as many. I got more than twice as many right than you did last week.
It's all right.
More than twice.
It's all right. Because all the good teams lost. They got upset. A lot of upsets.
No. Poor coaching, not upsets, just poor coaching.
Yep, I agree.
Poor coaching. Because I mean, like they talking about drafting this quarterback Caleb, whatever his name is, out of USC. Why would I draft him if nobody?
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that. Why would I draft him if nobody can develop him? That's pointless. You know, that's like buying a Dodge Viper and not having the motor in the car. Why have it? You know. Thank you.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Yep.
So I mean, there's so much poor coaching right now. It's ridiculous, very ridiculous. We lost 2 games. We should have won. Lord Jesus.
That kicker and bad playing calls.
No, I don't blame the kicker. No, because you don't never the kicker should never have a reason to kick the ball to win the game.
But it's a 41-yard field goal. He should have made it.
Well,
he should have never been put in that. He should have never been put in that spot in the first place. He should have never been put in that spot. When you have George Kittle, when you have Debo, when you have Brandon, when you have CMC, your kicker is irrelevant. Shout out to Bashar. Your kicker is irrelevant.
Hey, so you know how in the UFC they say don't let it go to the judges?
There you go.
You know
Thank
what I mean?
you, Ryan.
Because the judges will score things funny. So losing by a penalty or losing by not getting a field goal, that's letting it go to the judges. If you're not winning by, like 2 touchdowns, that's letting it go to the judges because anything can happen in those last couple minutes. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. If you're not going in 5 minutes left with,
I know, but if we didn't have to go to all the way down the field, and we need Jake Moody to come in and make that field goal, what about this is the NFC Championship, and it's all about Jake Moody. If he miss, we don't go to the Super Bowl.
We're not the Rams. We don't live on our
NFC Championship playing like that. How are we gonna get to the NFC Championship playing like that? It doesn't matter if the kicking game's on or not if the other phases of the team isn't. It doesn't matter. It'll be the only thing scoring points if it can even get down there. Why you got the plastic on it still? I'm just wondering.
Oh, hi, I don't want to take out because I don't want to take out the plastic.
That sounds like a Kia and Jimmy Garoppolo conversation.
What up? Was it Corey Davis?
What's up, Corey? What's up, Jason?
Hey, how y'all doing?
How's it?
Corey Davis. Oh, we got John Jay too. What up, John
Yeah.
Jay? That just happened. I did not see.
Brian
I
said
think
he'll
he's on
jump
the
on in a
phone.
little. Brian said he'll jump on in a little bit. He just texted me.
Oh,
He's got kiddos to take care of. The fam, you know. Don't forget about the dog, Bruce.
my daughter called me up
But
in the middle of the
so,
show. I looked down. My
oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I looked down.
I
My
had to
phone's going off,
apologize,
and she looks
Barney.
like she's crying.
I wish my daughter had called me in the middle of the show, but she's all the way down on Belize, you know, so talk to her maybe once a week at this point. All she does is work, you know.
I mean, John Jay had an earthquake
So,
today.
Wow.
so how big was the earthquake? I'm just wondering, have
I
you
think
seen
it's
yet?
like a 3.
Oh, what are we
3.0?
talking about? Corey, that's not an
Oh.
earthquake. That's not an earthquake.
I know it's not, but I felt it. John Jay
Come at
must
me
be
with that
muted.
shit.
Yeah, he's muted. He's muted, man. He's probably on a phone call right now.
Mhm.
He is. He is. He said it in the
I'm
private chat.
so sorry. That was my boss. He called me after work
Oh,
tomorrow.
you're good.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, on a Saturday.
Overtime.
hmm What's up, everybody? Hopefully, you guys having a fun Friday.
How's it, brother?
It's told we had like a 3-point-some earthquake today, right?
Yep.
If it
So
doesn't
you
break
felt
anything,
it.
it's not an earthquake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you felt it though, John Jay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was just seeing because you know sometimes you know it'll hit one spot but then not. Like we had the last earthquake we had that we actually felt was in 20, I believe it was early 2020, and it hit Salt Lake City. You know, I work probably 20 miles north, maybe 25 miles north of Salt Lake City. And when the aftershock hits my work, you know, we have a bunch of machines running, and sometimes you can literally feel the vibration of the machine in the floor, you know. So all of a sudden it hits, you know, the concrete moves a little bit, the lights are shaking. We're all looking around at the machines like, oh boy, something really bad just happened. So we all had our faces in the machines thinking, what was that? And then I'm like, that was an earthquake, guys. They all looked at me like, what? It's like, yeah, look, there's, you know, nothing blown up. Everything's running just fine. That was an earthquake.
Mm-mm.
And next
That was
thing I know, here
Skynet,
come my
baby.
boss running out of the office. That was an earthquake. And they made us all go like stand outside. It's wintertime. So, you know, it's cold. And they made us all go stand outside for like 45 minutes. And we're sitting there going, man, can we go back inside yet?
Like something like a school, the fire drill.
Similar to that.
Yep.
Oh,
And
okay.
I mean, the building I'm in, I believe it was built in the mid 80s, but it's had reinforcement done. It actually has cables hooking all the ironwork together. So if an earthquake hits, the building's not coming down very easy. It has to be a big one. So I'm like looking at my boss like, why are we standing out here? Take us back inside. We'll stay away from the shelves. Will that make you happy?
Oh hell yeah!
Mhm.
But yeah, we got football coming up Sunday, guys. What are you guys? What are your do you think the chances of Trent Williams playing is? And we'll start with Corey.
Mm. If I was,
He did not
I,
practice.
I wouldn't start him. I let him sit for one more week.
Mhm.
Let him go through after the bye week. Then we go back, bring him back. I wouldn't.
Mhm.
I wouldn't play him. You know, we could bring him back and
Mhm.
make it worse. Let him rest it for these 2 weeks, 2 games. I mean, this game, and then come in the bye week, and he'll be after the bye week. Then we look where we at.
Yeah. All right. Damien, what do you think?
I'm sitting all key players. I'm sitting Brock. I'm sitting Trent Williams because it's not necessary. I can, it don't make no sense.
But do you believe in Sam
Same
Darnold?
area.
Fuck.
Do I believe in Sam Darnold? I
Yeah.
believe in I remember when we had Bono and Gerbach. I remember when Joe Montana took what was his name? That quarterback that went to Kansas City.
See the bird.
So, there you go, Steve the Bird. So no, we need to put all hands on deck.
No.
All right. Well, let's take her down to David Corona.
Yeah, I agree with both of them what they're
What do you think
saying.
about Trent Williams sitting?
Oh, Trent Williams.
Man,
Sorry.
yeah, I would sit him for
Oh,
this
no,
game,
you're
and
good.
yeah, let him sit. Let him wait for the our bye, and bring him from Jacksonville. That's what I would do. Yep.
All right. No borders. What do you get? What you got, Ryan?
Well, if you want the chance at winning the most games throughout the season, you want to make sure all your key players are healthy when they play. So I think you got to sit everybody. You know what I mean? It's better to take a loss now than to someone to not fully get healed, come back, get injured down the road, and then you can drop 2 or 3 more games or something like that. Missing somebody like a Trent Williams. So let's just take it on the chest now. Let's just cut bait, get through this one. Hopefully everybody comes back good to go. Brock Purdy, we don't want Brock Purdy coming out there too early, even though, Brock, we got news that Brock Purdy might be not 100% as far as his strength goes in his arm, right? Not his health, but his strength in his arm. So if he's willing to go out there when his strength isn't 100%, what do you think he's willing to do coming out of concussion protocol? So I think the best thing to do is to save Brock from himself, is just to say, don't worry about it. You're sitting this game. Sam's up, even though I don't want Sam. But I think it's just best safe for Brock, our team, all of the above.
All right. John Jay, what you think about sitting Trent Williams? And let's just talk about all the injured guys.
If Trent Williams is injured, I would not play him. We're going to enter a bye. We're going to need him at the end of the year where it's more important, especially during the playoffs. Those are important games. So then when you look at Brock Purdy, who has a concussion, I've seen him on the practice field. Now, I don't know if he's practicing with the 11 on 11s because the media, they don't get to see every part of the practice, but it's better to go with caution. So, let's have Sam Darnold one game, so that's what I would do. Of course, Debo, he's not playing, and any players that are not 100%, I would not rush them because after that, we got the bye week. So I always look at when you need all of your players healthy, week 8 or entering like week 14, 15, 16, entering the playoffs. I would rather have all the players healthy near the end of the year where the competition gets difficult.
All right. And we're all spitting facts so far. Jason, what you think about, the injured players and our current situation?
Teams again?
Oh, our injured players, like what should we do here? Trent Williams, Brock Purdy. We know Debo's not playing. He's out. He has that hairline fracture.
I think you play Trent if you can. Otherwise, you rest everybody else.
Okay.
You need that.
He didn't actually
Trent.
practice. Yeah, Trent didn't practice this week. Now, he experienced veteran. He doesn't need to practice. But at this point in time, we're about to go up against the Bengals. And I'm looking at this like, we do have the bye week coming up. I really don't want to take the L because we just lost to the Browns and the, Vikings. So if we would have won just one of these two games, I wouldn't care. I'd say put Brandon Duck Allen in and all the third stringers and let's just rest everybody, But at this point, we need the win. But also, Jalen Moore can run block. Pass blocking isn't necessarily his thing. So you got Joe Burrow on the other side, and the best way to beat a good quarterback is to keep him on the sideline and eat up the clock, score points. So I hope Shanahan goes back to the old ways, runs the ball. Again, I'm becoming a broken record here. 35 to 40 times.
Mhm.
And, doesn't necessarily need Brock Purdy. Play Sam Area. Play him. Well, why not? He's got a strong arm. I've heard media and I believe, who was it that compared him to Steve Young? I think wasn't that Kyle? But at the same time, I think he's a serviceable backup. He's good for a win, and just don't ask him to do too much. Let's run the crap out of the ball and, pass off play action, just like we did when we had James Richard Garoppolo. So comes a certain point in time where we just got to get back to what we do best, and that's run the ball, eat the clock, and let our defense come in fresh.
Yeah.
So we got the trade deadline coming up. What's up, Corey?
What's Seattle's record right now?
I ain't worried about Seattle.
Same as us.
They got 5. They got 5-3.
Aren't they 5-2?
5 and no, they're 4 and
They had their bye
4
week.
and
Yeah, that's right. They had their bye week, so I believe they're 4-2. I'm going to look up the NFL standings here.
I think they're 4-3.
Oh boy, David.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah, Corona or McNew. This is what I want to do. Since you brought up the trade deadline, I want to go back to the old days of the GM we had back in the day. Instead of playing scared and chicken, let's trade for 3 people. I heard Jason say that he thought, all these Niner fans, they keep talking about draft, trading for, Brian Burns and all these outside people. Our DNs are not the problem. It's the middle. We need something like DJ Jones because that's where everybody's running to. We having 3rd and 6 problems, 3rd and 5 problems. And quarterbacks are running up the middle. We can afford DJ Jones. Denver's having a yard sale, fire sale, yard sale, whatever. That's one trade I do. Trade number 2, I'm getting rid of Brandon or Sam Darnold, and I'm picking up the quarterback from Minnesota. We had him before. I think who's the quarterback he's talking about?
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins.
Nick
Bring
Mullins.
him back.
No.
Nick Mullins is a good quarterback. He knows the system.
Oh, no.
You don't like Nick Mullins?
No, I trust Sam Darnold more than I trust Nick Mullins.
I remember there was a time when Nick Mullins was beating out Jimmy Garoppolo when he ran Green Bay up on a Monday night game. So no, I think I'm gonna trust Nick Mullins.
See, Nick Mullins have one good game.
He had a lot of good games. He had a lot of good games.
I mean, like, okay, in the first he had one good game, and then the rest he played like he's playing in high school. This man had people getting ready to send Jimmy G off the team. I remember when they had Nick Mullins wanting him to be the starter over Jimmy G. Do you remember that, Corey?
He even beat the Rams.
Oh yeah, everybody was like Nick Mullins, especially after that Raiders game. But
I'm talking about the Green Bay game. I'm talking about the Green Bay game when he yeah.
Okay, but what happened after the next game?
So, Corey, is that 2 more games better than what Sam Darnold has done?
Sam Darnold haven't really played.
Done
he
nothing.
hasn't played preseason.
I go by facts and stats. So that's 2-0 right there.
But see, okay, look what he did after the game. After the Raiders game, how did he play? After the Green Bay game, how did he play?
I care about rivals and playoff teams and playoff opponents.
But I'm just saying, I would not want no Nick Mullins.
You rather have Sam Darnold?
Yep. I'd rather have Sam Darnold.
You just got order 66. No way I'm taking
that person. He ain't.
The only reason he's not with the team is he had a broken arm or a collarbone or something. That's the only reason why he's not with this team.
He ain't with the team because he sucked.
Compare his. No, that's not funny. Compare his stats to Sam Darnold's. Compare his stats.
Sam Darnold haven't been with a good team. Sam Darnold was with the Jets. Sam Darnold was with Carolina. You can't.
Nick Mullins was with a developing early Niners team, so that's kind of like even. So,
but he still nah.
I
would take Sam Darnold over Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins cannot. He can't fool me no more. After I saw him when he played after the Raiders game, I was like, oh, Nick Mullins is doing good. He should be our quarterback. Boom, next game, he was throwing the ball, hitting the ground, throwing over the receiver's head. No. People,
all them players.
Even though I got the Nick Mullins jersey. Even though I got Nick Mullins jersey. No.
That's like saying you rather have.
I bring Jimmy G back before I bring Nick Mullins.
Brothel Jimmy.
What you think, No Borders?
About getting Nick Mullins back?
Yeah.
No. I'd rather stay with Sam Darnold.
John Jay.
See, I do agree with what Damian Lee said because there was a game, if you guys remember, it was a Monday. I don't know if it was a Monday night game, but the Niners. No, it was not a Monday night game. It was not a Monday night game. It was a regular Sunday game. We were playing in Arizona because we got kicked out of the stadium. And Nick Mullins did something that Jimmy Garoppolo never did. He threw the ball straight down, a 40-yard pass to Brandon Ayuk when Brandon Ayuk was covered very well. I said, wow, why does Jimmy never do that? When I saw that, that was a really good throw. Nick Mullins, the problem that Nick Mullins had was he always made mistakes at the worst moment. So that's one of the things why we didn't, bring him back. Like, he had the arm strength. He was like very immobile, but he was able to stretch the ball down the field. But I do agree with what Corey said. Sam Darnold is better than Nick Mullins, and that's just my take. That's just my take. So I would rather have Sam Darnold.
David McNiner.
Well, when it comes down to it, I would rather not use my backup quarterback at all.
Yeah.
But in this case, Sam Darnold, he has a history of turning the ball over and making mistakes. And Nick Mullins, yeah, he does the same thing, but he knows the system better than Sam Darnold does. He was with us for years.
Mm-hmm.
So
and he's gotten older.
He has gotten older, and he's been with other teams and kind of seen what it takes from other quarterbacks to get it done. Well, which Kirk Cousins isn't necessarily that guy, but he's not bad. We always say prime time Kirk, but he looked really good in prime time on Monday, unfortunately. But then again, you get the ball out in 2.5 seconds, you're going to. A lot of people are like, I'm going to change the subject here. Our pass rush. A lot of people are saying they're not getting there. Well, I was looking at a stat someone posted, and there's a reason they're not getting there. Like we were getting there against Dak because he was holding the ball for a little bit longer than most of these other quarterbacks. Guys like Daniel Jones was actually getting the ball out in, I believe, 2.45 seconds against us. And Matthew Stafford had the same thing going on. So the guys that are getting the ball out fast, how are our defensive linemen supposed to get there? So I don't think our pass rush is as broken as everyone's saying. But like we talked about on the last stream, where's the stunts? Where's the edge rusher being brought in to pass rush from the inside because he's got moves and can get around the guards? Where's it's what we've been doing since 2021 and 2022. So why aren't we doing it right now? Our defensive coordinator did make a mistake, although two things happened on that play before halftime that were a mistake. Number one, the zero blitz. Look at how much time's on the clock. All you got to do is keep them in front of you and tackle them inbounds. They don't have timeouts. How are they going to get up there and clock the ball? And number two, Charvarius Ward, you got to secure that ball, man, if you're going for it. And all he had to do was he could have just let him catch it and made the tackle. Either way, that play happened, and yeah, Steve Wilkes is taking his lumps, but he does. Jason said it best. He's used to building his defense from the back front forward. And right now, he has probably the best front seven he's ever worked with. But, learning how to utilize them and not ask your defensive backfield to do too much, that's pretty big with us. That's what DeMeco Ryans, that's what Robert Saleh did. They brought in pass rush guys that were good at pass rushing, put one edge on the inside, and then there would be a stunt, or our defensive linemen would stunt and just go all over the place and wreak havoc in the backfield. I haven't seen that yet this year, really. And it's interesting because we do have the same defensive line coach. So is Steve Wilkes just not letting him do that? Just rush the four how they rush, and that it is what it is. Because getting back to what we're doing is very important. Getting to the quarterback, rattling the quarterback's cage so they make mistakes is very important for what we're doing. But at this point, what, in your guys' opinion, what is the problem with our defense? Well, let's start with Corey.
Yes, I'm seeing no stunts, no getting, nobody's getting to the quarterback. Quarterbacks has all day to sit back there and throw that ball. I don't know. I'm thinking like last year's defensive line is better than this defensive line right now. We seem to got a little more pressure on the quarterback than we do now. And maybe it's taking time for this defensive line to gel with one another. Because Nick Bosa wasn't there for whole training camp. And also, I talked about this in the early show. See, this time we hired from outside the defense coordinator. From the outside. See, last year the year before, we hired within the defense line. We hired DeMeco was already our linebacker coach. So he already knew what to do and how to play and how they are. He knew the players knew him. So I think it's taking us a little while to gel, the defensive line to gel. And I'm hoping we get there soon.
All right, Damien, what's wrong with our defense, buddy?
The middle. The middle. I mean, we have Hargraves, we have Bosa, Armstead, and Gregory. We need to figure out how to. I mean, I still want DJ Jones. I mean, him or Jordan Willis, somebody who can come in and just run up the middle. Because every play, I mean, even since the Arizona game, people are running up the middle. It was like when I was watching the Arizona game, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, up the middle. I mean, like I said before, I knew we weren't gonna be good until like week 8. Well, we got to get that middle fixed. I mean, The you can't. I mean, we got to start running the quarterbacks that can throw real good. I mean, we got like $40 million to play with.
That's it.
Oh, that's more than most. That's the most in the NFL right now. I mean, we can pick up
Oh,
Jordan Willis. We can pick up DJ Jones. Like he only has like 10 million a year. We need pressure up the middle. See, like
yep.
back in the day, like about 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, we had pressure up the middle, but nothing on the sides. Now we got pressure on our sides, but nothing continuous in the middle. We need something up the middle. Whatever it is, whatever it takes, we need to get that pressure up the middle. See, like right now, we got like the Chicago Bulls without Michael Jordan. We need that Michael Jordan up the middle. We need that guy who can go in there and just cause havoc. Somebody that can push the quarterback back into the defensive ends. Because right now, the defensive ends are pushing the quarterback up the middle, and they're running on us. And if that keeps happening, the offense is going to start to lose faith in the defense, and we're going to start losing more games like this. So, I mean, you got to take care of the middle. That's what I see, David. That's why I want DJ Jones and Jordan Willis. Give me that.
Yeah, Jordan Willis is actually one of the guys that used to come in and play inside on the pass rushing downs.
Yeah,
And him
I
and
mean,
Omenahu. Those were the two guys that would primarily come in during pass rush, and they would swap out for, like Armstead or whoever we had playing next to him, because it was kind of like, Kinlaw was supposed to be there, but right now he's a backup even, right? But all right, Ryan, what do you think? What's wrong with our defense, buddy?
I think I, if Bosa's saying he's not used to doing what he's doing right now, then that's because we're not playing 49ers football. And that's an issue that needs to be nipped in the bud immediately. We need to get back to playing our style of football, especially on defense. And I don't think there's anything more pressing, I think, than getting our defense back into shape at the moment.
Ryan, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you bring William Parcells back as a special advisor to Steve Wilkes?
Oh, yeah.
Because Parcells said he wants to get back into the game, but not too much into it. If you can read in between the lines, he wants to influence but not be in it. I'll bring back Bill Parcells just to help him, just to help him out.
I'm not hating on it.
He does owe us for them 2 Super Bowls.
Ooh.
Because what if he turn? I mean,
Yeah.
what if Bill Parcells could turn Fred Warner into like a mentally stable Lawrence Taylor? Woo.
That's a mentally stable Lawrence Taylor would be fantastic. But all
Are you
right,
kidding me?
John Jay. Imagine him on our team, though, right? But John Jay, what's wrong with our defense, buddy? What do you think?
So I want to quote an article I found from the Carolina Panthers where Steve Wilkes was, and a writer for the Panthers, and I talked about this on my channel. when Saleh and then D'Amico left for coaching jobs, Steve Wilkes, his defense is a little bit different than Saleh, and I want to quote this to make sure I'm saying it correctly. Steve Wilkes favors the blitz and the nickel that has become more popular in today's NFL game, with the pass attack becoming more and more essential in the NFL's game. Wilkes is a heavy blitzer. The defensive coordinator is well known for utilizing lighter boxes and sticking with nickel personnel, especially during the running formation, which is a 4-2-5 with three corners and two safeties. So, I wanted to quote that, because I didn't want to make a mistake. So, our defense is very different just from last year when we had D'Amico. I think, and again, this is just by reading this comment, that the Niners are still trying to understand, because for many years, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, the guys that have been here for a very long time, have been accustomed to a defense. It's the same thing when we talk about quarterbacks when they get new coordinators. I do think the team is slowly understanding that defense. And I think that's why Nick Bosa's production has dropped. And when Nick Bosa says we're not playing 49ers defense, you put that and that quote together, I think the Niners are still like, all right, hopefully we can start to understand this defense. And once we learn it very well, I think the Niners defense will be better and will play that Niner defense that we're once, accustomed to.
John Jay, is that defense you're talking about? Is that kind of similar to what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was that had John Gruden? Is that similar to that, which is like baseball on speed?
I believe it is, because
okay. So we need speedy people, not just power. We need sideline to sideline speed.
Yep.
Because right now we have a lot of power people. We have power and a lot of people with they have heart. We need sideline to sideline speed.
Mm-hmm. And I think with also the departure of Azeez, because Azeez could move from one side of the field to the other, and now
to the other.
Yeah, he's gone now. I think we're missing. I think you kind of. I do believe we're missing that sideline to sideline speed. I agree with that.
We can't. I mean, we need that. We need sideline to sideline speed. Because see, like right now, using a quote from one of my favorite TV shows, Quantum Leap, from back in the day, the games are going to get tougher. We're going to be playing teams like, the Eagles. And if we go to the Super Bowl, we're going to play either Miami or Kansas City. And we're going to have people that can keep that defense up ahead. We're going to have that, that speed. Like right now, what I'm noticing, everybody is drafting, they're trading for like all these offensive players. I would stack for defense. That's what I would be making trades for defensive players. Like the only offensive player I would get right now is that Garrett Bowles guy from Denver. But he's like $20 million a year. But he's offensive tackle though. He's on the right side. He's on the right side.
We can't afford him or what?
We can, but then I wanted, his 20 would eat us in half. So we would still have like 20 left.
Right.
Because you can have like when Trent Williams, if you sign him, when Trent Williams walk off, you can just put Garrett Bowles over to the left.
Yeah.
Because what I noticed about Miami doesn't like to get hit. When I was watching that Miami and Philly game, Miami does not like to get hit. They do not like to get hit. And Jalen Hurts, he's still the same quarterback he was at Alabama. He's still the same quarterback. So we need speed, though, fellas. We need speed on that defense. We need sideline to sideline speed, and we need tacklers.
Why the 49ers didn't bring back Aziz? Because they didn't want to pay him, or what?
Because we had that other guy. Who was that? There's another guy we had that they thought they could take his place. He's our third quarter. He's our third. I'm sorry?
Greenlaw? Greenlaw?
No. Greenlaw's number 2. There's another guy after Greenlaw.
Oh.
But
yeah, I'm not too sure.
No, because we can't get. I don't think we can get Aziz back this year. Because I think you can't get somebody back after a year or something like that.
Oh.
But we need speed though. We need to start getting younger and draft speed or trading for speed.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what
if we play Tyreek Hill again, we need that speedy guy.
Not really. You just need to hit him.
Oh.
See, like
okay.
Miami is kind of like watching Rocky 4. I mean, Apollo Creed was fast. He was a good boxer, but all it took was some hits, and that fixed that. I mean,
Right.
Miami does not like to get hit. Watch that Eagles game again. Watch that Eagles and Miami game. They do not like to get hit.
Okay.
They don't like to get hit. I mean, I think I was talking to you, David, when I was like, they don't like to get hit. They do not like. Miami does not like. They very finesse. They don't like to get hit.
Yeah, they're all about speed and finesse.
They don't like to get hit.
Once you start hitting them, you get in their head.
So I mean, all we need is hitter. I mean, if we had like Dante Hittner back in the day, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. So I'm not worried about Tyreek Hill. And plus, I think his hip is bought. He gonna be out for like another week because his hip is out or something. I heard about his hip. So no,
And they got Waddle too.
I ain't worried about him either.
Oh,
I remember him from Alabama. I used to like Roll Tide. No, I'm not worried about Waddle.
Oh.
So they joined the same question. What's wrong with our defense?
Speed in the middle. Speed in my bad.
I'm thinking about how Steve Works call the plays, and he's not making the right play call for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't get off. That's why we having problems from 3rd down 5, 3rd down 8, and they're getting those first downs, and we can't get off the field like the Vikings game. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 11. We couldn't get off the field. Couldn't get off the field. Our defense getting tired. He's making bad calls. Like, come on, like, yeah, I really don't like Steve Works for our defense coordinator. I wish we had D'Amico back, but he moved on and we moved on. So I guess we have to work out with Steve Works, but he needs to be making better calls on 3rd down and long. Blitz those guys so they could rush in and get the quarterback, or let them throw a short pass and our defense will hold them. But I don't know what he's doing. So that's what I think.
I have a question. You think with Steve Wilkes being in the booth instead of being on the field?
He should be on the sideline like D'Amico and Sada, and you know what I mean. I don't know why he's on top of the booth.
I have to agree with that.
He should be on the field,
talking to his players face to face.
Exactly.
Hearing them going, look, look, man, this is what we're seeing. You know, we need to change. And him being
Exactly.
up in the booth, yeah, he can see the overall of the field, but you're not hearing the little things the players are saying. This is not my strength. You know, I'm getting burned here. Can we change? Can we change the scheme of what we're doing today? Can we change the game plan up a little bit? Because these guys are coming at us with this. You game plan for that, and that is getting its ass kicked,
You know why he
But
does
but
that? You know what? You know
right?
why he's
but
in the booth? Oh, go ahead. You know. Oh,
but, but when Kyle was a defense coordinator with the Falcons, he was in the booth too. So it's like,
Hold on,
you know
he
why
I
though?
was
don't
You
an
know why he's in the
offensive
booth?
Coordinator.
coordinator,
why
You,
He's an
why.
offensive
offensive
coordinator.
coordinator. But we get what
Oh,
you're
offense.
saying, though.
you know why he's in the
Okay.
booth? You know why they? You
Why
know why they're in the booth? Because
why?
they don't have a bond with the team yet. When you bond with the team,
Oh
you you're close. You have that unison.
yeah
But when when
yeah.
when you just doing your job, you gonna be in the booth. See,
Yeah.
he
I
doesn't.
don't like that.
Steve Wilkes doesn't have that bond yet.
Like Salah and D'Amico.
Yes, because Sal and D'Amico was with the Niners, so they have that bond. But Steve Wilkes is an
Exactly.
outsider. Steve Wilkes is an outsider, so he's outside. You know, he's in his booth in the outside, but he doesn't have that bond with him yet. It's going and
But
that's going
but
to take it's going and that's going
but
to take
it,
a while. It's going to take a
but
while.
if he but if he's in the booth
He's not
and he's
bonded.
not on the
He's
and
not
he's not on
bonded.
the and he's not on the field, he's not bonding with the players. So it's like
Mm-mm.
he needs to be on the field so they could be
Mm-hmm.
close and,
Mm-hmm.
and the players could tell, oh, what's going on. Like, this is what's going on. This is happening. This going on. Like, he needs to be on the field.
You know what he needs to get him on the field? He needs that one game where he just shuts somebody down and everybody congratulates him. He needs that kind of,
Yeah,
like when you remember when like Jordan had like that sick game in Utah that year David, you remember that game? That
yeah,
sick game?
Oh, yeah,
and
yes, I very much remember that game.
Okay, that's what Steve Wilkes need right there. It's something where people, congratulate him and draw to him. Then he's gonna get out that booth.
oh, okay,
Because he doesn't have a bond with him. He's not a Niner yet. He's still a Carolina Panther.
I
You know,
agree.
in head,
I
in his
agree.
head.
It's true. It's true.
Let's
It's true.
welcome.
Doesn't have a bomb with.
Let's
No, because
welcome
how
the
many? I
sauce.
mean, what's it? How long was he with Carolina? Like what? 5, 4 years, 2 or 3 years, or whatever. No, he needs at least. To be honest, he needs like at least 10 weeks to go through things with him. He needs to go
Damn,
through
that
things.
long? That long?
Okay, David Corona, have you ever seen a
Yes.
First Blood? Have you ever seen First Blood Rambo? There's a scene where he's like in this like cave underground, and he has to struggle and go through stuff, and then he comes out. That's what Steve Wilkes needs. He needs his cave, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Let's
Okay.
welcome in. Let's welcome in the Shaw Show.
Yeah, he
What's going
hasn't
on?
said anything yet because we were already discussing topics. But
Hello,
so
Shaw.
Anshul, what we were discussing when you first showed up
hmm
is what in your opinion, what's wrong with the defense? So let's have it, buddy.
I know there's been that 5 line defensive line and 6 line defensive line. People talking about, yeah, it's all great. I don't like it though, because it's just like the blitzing too. Steve Wilkes is known for blitzing more, and I think that's the thing. I think he's adding too much of a spin to this defense, because if it ain't broke, you don't got to fix it. And I feel like it's really affecting this defense. I mean, especially after what Nick Bosa said on Monday night, it just feels different. I think it's just an adjustment period, and I'm not liking the way he's calling it because I feel like I see the same type of mistakes where it's like the other team has the ball right before we're about to end the half, and in majority of these games we've given up chunk plays because we're in prevent defense, to end up causing then the teams to be able to go right down the field, and the blitzing didn't even work. Like I feel like if it was less time, maybe I wouldn't mind the blitz call, but it's just there was like a minute left, even a little bit over that. I don't see why he needed to do that, and I'm hoping he can adjust. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like that he needs to just go. Like I know he's different, but he just needs to go kind of with what's been working with this team for the past few years, because clearly this defense is not playing like they're playing. And I don't know what's wrong with the pass rush either, because they have all really good players that they're paying so much money with every single player, and I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know if that's why I think they need to go out and get a corner now, because if the pass rush ain't gonna be here, you got to be able to cover longer. And I'm not saying it needs to be a guy like Patrick Surtain. I'm thinking maybe Dante Jackson from the Panthers. Get someone in here that's familiar with Steve Wilks already. So don't try to get somebody else that would also have to come in and learn the system. So.
What about Jeremy Chin? How you feel about him?
Isn't he hurt? I believe for like.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but we can sit him down until he come, because he'll be back by playoff time. But he already knows the system, though. He could be like our Roquan Smith, if you know who he is from, I think Chicago, or
I mean,
the Ravens. Ravens.
Yeah. I'd say he's more
with the Ravens now.
Like, yeah, I get that he can play the slot and stuff, but I don't know if the Niners can really wait that long, because I
think. See, the thing is, I think our right now this gonna have to be the year our offense carries us until Wilks get it right. We're gonna have to be like the Miami, the Miami Niners until Wilks get it right. We're gonna have to be that team that puts up 40 points until see the difference between Miami and the Niners. We have a defense. We just learning how to mold it yet.
Yep.
Once we learn and figure it out, we good. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time.
I mean, what do you guys think?
A whole lot of precious time.
I'm wondering, right? Like I mentioned, Dante Jackson from the Panthers. Like, if we get him or the guy from the Bears, that I forget,
Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, like, how do you feel about Deommodore Lenoir then going in the slot? Because I think that would I feel like I'd rather do that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. Because really, I'm not really into Patrick Surtain. I'm sorry. I'm really not. I want somebody that's like long. I want somebody built like Richard Sherman. But who hits like that guy that they had in Seattle, the one that hit hard, that cornerback he had. I mean, that safety.
About Cam Chancellor?
Yeah, Cam Chancellor, the one from UT.
All right. Well, we got a new guest in the house, Hurl, my guy from Twitter or X. So our current discussion is what's wrong with the defense, and we'd like to hear your opinion.
Man, what's wrong with the defense is the offense. Back-to-back weeks, the defense got them the ball in plus territory, and we left with 0 points. What are we talking about? Right? What are we talking about? Like, everybody's focusing on the play, right? or, focusing on the fact that we're getting pressures and not sacks, which we should be focusing on that, or focusing on our DBs playing off. And so, I think Kyle, one smart thing that Kyle said really in this whole sort of situation was that the coverage and the rush, they're not working together. Again, if you're playing off and you're blitzing, I mean, I can turn and catch and go, right? I don't even have to run a route and the ball can come to me. So for whatever reason, we not pressing up, we're not jamming, right? We're not throwing off their timing. And it was evidenced by what Kurt was able to do. So, for me, though, in all honesty, given the type of defense we have, right? This was a one-score game, and the defense got – let's forget the beginning of the game, all right? We can forget the fumble. Sure, you have enough time to come back. Down one possession, our defense got 2 key stops, and our offense came away with 0 points. So the offense, in my mind, is the problem. Plus special teams, which if you want to blame special teams on defense, sure, but I think we just aren't cashing in. What more can we ask of a? If the defense didn't turn the ball over at all, if the defense didn't get the ball to the offense in plus territory, I'm with you. If you don't stop them, period, I'm with you. If you give up 30 points, what have you, right? We're talking about a team that scored 22 points. We're talking about 22 points.
And we only got 17.
We only got 17, and we was calling him Brock 30, right? So in my mind, that means we winning by a touchdown and a 2-point. If that's the type of offense we're supposed to have. Sure, we got injuries, whatever. Kyle, I'm not getting paid to figure that out. You are. You're the genius. This is offense for me, 100%. Again, if the defense didn't turn the ball over, how about this? If the defense doesn't give them the ball in plus territory, I'm not as pressed, but I can't blame the defense when they got you the ball at the 25. One time, actually, because you were undisciplined. In Cleveland, we were undisciplined to the point that we turned a chip shot field goal into a 50-yarder. That's how undisciplined the offense was. So that's why I'm blaming it on the offense. We had false starts, right?
Yep.
I think there's a lot to clean up on the offensive side, and we can sit here and say that Kyle thinks about defense, and all that stuff. But what is our head coach? Our head coach is our offensive play caller. And from what I'm told, right? From what we are told, from what we are led to believe, he's the best at it too. So why wouldn't we expect our offense to carry us? We got the real deal at quarterback. We have weapons across the field. I mean, we had all-pro running back. We have Ayuk isn't an all-pro, but everybody on this call would consider him one, except for he's dropping balls. So maybe that's why you're not an all-pro. So hold on to the ball, bro. But we got all-pro at tight end. We got everything that we need across the board to be effective. I mean, I wasn't the one who said don't invest in the offensive line, and sure, we were leaning on Trent to be an Iron Man. And what are we seeing? Right? You have to be smart. And so I think in different ways, we have some deficiencies that are coming to bite us. We're kind of an unfocused team right now. I think if you look at those last 2 losses, it stems from a lack of focus, whether it was a lack of focus on offense and you're getting pre-snap penalties, whether it was a lack of focus on defense and you're calling a play that isn't the right call. I mean, our top paid corner was there to make an interception and got mossed. Either whatever. I'm not going to go down that path. Everybody saw it. We know ifs and buts, right? So to answer the question, though, I can't blame the defense. The defense did enough. And not only did they take the offense gave the ball away 3 times. The offense gave the ball away 3 times, and our defense took the ball away. What was it? Twice? Did we get 2 takeaways, or did we only get 1 that game?
We only got one
During
interception.
Cleveland,
And
during
I'm sorry, in
Cleveland, didn't
Minnesota.
we
In
have 2
Minnesota.
takeaways?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. In Cleveland, we had 2 takeaways, and in Minnesota,
Yep.
we had 1 takeaway, right? But we gave the ball up 3 times. So like I really can't blame the defense when the offense gave the ball up 3 times and they got the ball at the 25 and no points. So that's where I'm coming from. Like, yeah, and I think it kind of feels to me like Kyle is doing this so that we don't talk about the offense giving the ball up 3 times. Like, yeah, it's the defense fault. Yeah, y'all right. It's the defense fault. Don't worry about us not scoring when we right outside the red zone. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the defense getting back-to-back stops at the end of the game when we're down 1 score. Don't you worry about that. It was the defense fault. If we don't bust that coverage, if we don't take that risk right there, then we come out in the second half and we go down and score. So, yeah, you're right. It's the defense. Nah, man. I see through that bullshit.
Mr. Earl, I have a question for you. I don't know if you might. Do you remember how when the Giants, when they had Meggett, Hampton, and Anderson, they had a 3-headed running back core? That was when they played. When they played Buffalo. How Parcells had everybody had 10 carries out those 3.
Parcells, man. See, so with the Giants, I began sort of at the end of LT. So I don't really remember those running backs. I feel like the only running back I remember from back in any day is Tiki Barber when he was with New York.
This is way after. This is way after them. Well, what I'm saying is I agree with you. I mean, my thing is while our defense is learning, why not let our running game hide it for a while until it gels? Just like how Parcells did. CMC gets 10 carries, that's it. TDP, 10 carries, that's it. Jordan Mason, 10 carries, that's it. But we're killing the clock, and I'm sick of us doing always 3rd and 2, we throwing the ball. We need to start running the ball, start pounding the ball. Hide your defense with your offense.
I hear that. I don't know that. No, you don't even have to hide them. Just execute. Just do your job. We don't need our defense hidden. To start the game, Minnesota got the ball and we took it away from them. We took their first possession from them and gave it right back. So if the offense does their job, we are up a possession. So I don't know that the bye's coming up, right? So the defense is probably wearing down. We don't have the depth that we've had in the past. But again, the running, our ability to stop the run. So that's where the lack of depth in my mind is showing, is our inability to stop the run and the fact that we're missing so many tackles. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about missing tackles, right? You got to get yourself off the field by making those tackles. But I don't know that we're at a place where we need to be hidden. I don't think our defense is a liability. Right? Again, because it was a 1 possession game, back-to-back stops, and the defense, we think of bend but don't break. That defense bent. The offense then broke them. It wasn't the defense breaking; it was the offense breaking them. In my mind, sure, we could have had more possessions, but when it mattered, you got the ball in your hands twice down 1 score and didn't come through. So that's why I don't think you got to hide the defense, because when they needed it, they got off the field.
I think we're throwing too much. We're throwing too much.
But we can now. I'm happy that we can throw. I trust Brock to make good decisions and and the NFL is a throwing league. So yes, we should run, and we do run. I think we ran the ball around 30 times. Maybe we got away from it last game a bit, but up until last game, I mean, like, I feel you throwing on 3rd and 2, but think about what a luxury it is to be able to
Mm-mm.
have the confidence to convert
Uh-uh.
with the
I mean,
pass
I,
on 3rd and
I'm
2.
I'm glad Brock can throw, but like they say, the running game dictates everything. I mean, it's pretty to throw,
Yeah.
but I'm going by what works.
No, you're right. You're right to an extent. And so this is what
And then you got,
and
that $4 million fullback that my friend David loves so
oh
much.
man. So no,
Hey,
I'm glad you brought up Juice. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm glad you brought up Juice.
I didn't say his name, but yeah, I was just,
Yeah. Nah, but you can't no, but that highlights in my mind another failure of Kyle. We have one of the best pass catching tight ends. See, look at me. One of the best pass catching fullbacks
he's our second tight end.
in the league with an offense that was clearly struggling, and you couldn't dial up nothing for him. You've had him since the start of your tenure. And you don't just have a sheet of plays with Kyle Juszczyk that you can just pull out and be like, let's go. Like, no, we needed to see him more. I want to see him more because defenses aren't really focused on him because we don't use him. So we're down, we're down 19. We're down our left tackle. Let's get the ball in a playmaker's hand. Juszczyk is a good playmaker, right?
Good in the red zone. Good in the red zone.
I mean, outside of doing plunges and whatnot, he is a legitimate route running pass catcher.
He
And
was like the MVP of the Pro Bowl. Like everybody, once they realized how they could use him in the Pro Bowl, he was the favorite target of every quarterback on the NFC team.
And so when we're talking about struggling in the passing game, and we have a weapon there that we aren't really utilizing to its fullest extent, and like you said, we're paying a premium. Like, nah, man, it don't make stuff like that doesn't make sense to me. Because I swear to goodness, I would be pressing B all day long if I'm playing Madden and Juszczyk is out there. Let's get it to the fullback. I guess it would be like a trigger button now. So,
They don't even pass the ball to Juszczyk. I don't know why.
See, if everything's humming along, I'm not even mentioning his name. Right? Everything's humming. We're doing what we're supposed to do. Cool. But you're getting bogged down and you can't be creative enough to get the ball in his hands. Get out of here. Why has he been on again, let's say you just acquired him this year. Okay, sure. Since day one, he's been on the squad. Since day one, 6 years. And when your offense is getting bogged down, you can't get him the ball. I mean, it was so disgusting that we couldn't get Kittle the ball, against Cleveland. So again, like if folks are going to focus on these other people, get Juszczyk out there. Let's see if we can get something. Catch him sleeping. I don't even need him to go for 20. Get 5 or 6 yards. Who cares? We can't say we got weapons everywhere and then it's all window dressing and you're game planning for one player. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Or two
what
players.
happened to Brandon Ayuk in the Viking games in the second half? He only got one pass thrown to him, and that ball hit the ground.
You can't tell me. You can't name another team that wouldn't target their number one wide receiver for a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of sense does that make? You're out there struggling. Like, I mean, basically, he just loves CMC too much.
That's his brother.
He loves CMC too much.
I know we're on the 1 yard line. I know Christian McCaffrey could do it. They could like fake handout to Christian and give it to Juice. And he could make that easy catch and make that touchdown. You know what I mean?
You know what changed my mind about this offense is when I saw Jordan Mason go for that 39-yard touchdown. I was like, that's it right there. That's the leader right there. That man needs to be getting the ball more.
And again, like, do your little pony thing and put both Mason and CMC out there. Like,
At the
Elijah
same time.
Mitchell ain't it. I mean, I want him to be it.
Uh-oh.
I want him to, but I mean, like, sure, we can talk about pass pro all we want to. You're losing games, Kyle. You're losing games. We can talk about any and everything you want to talk about, but the way you're doing it right now, you're losing games. And it's one possession games. You're not getting blown out because your defense is just out there not doing what they're supposed to do. We lost to a backup. Now, you know, again, I think the bye can't come soon enough, but
Is that the reason? Is that the reason why he can't win a Super Bowl? Because he's making bad calls.
You know what Kyle is good at? He's like the kid that can come up with a good idea. He just don't know how to make it work. That's Kyle. He can come up with all the good plans and schemes. He just don't know how to, make it work.
It's like when he was on the Falcons and he was up 28-3.
Mm-hmm.
He should be handing that ball off and running that clock down, but he was passing. The clock stopping.
He didn't know how to use it. He didn't know how to use his toy.
And the same thing with the Super Bowl with the 49ers and the Chiefs. We up 20-10 in the fourth quarter. Hand off the ball, run that clock down. What are you doing again? Passing. That's the second time he blew a Super Bowl.
No, that's Kyle's crutch. It seems like Kyle just gets I mean, we saw it in Minnesota. He started panicking. And what did he do? He's passing. In Cleveland, we're up by 1 point. What's he doing? Passing. Like, guy. Again, you know what? He gets paid the money, so clearly, he knows. He knows.
I wish his dad could give him some tips. Like,
he does give him tips. He does give him tips.
He's not listening to his dad or what?
You know who he is? You know who Kyle Shanahan is? He is Mark Jackson from the Golden State Warriors. He drafted Steph Curry. He drafted what's that guy named? The light skinned brother. What's his name?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson and that other guy. The one that he picked the talent, but he didn't know how to make the talent work. And that's Kyle.
He didn't pick
John Jay should know that.
Yeah, he didn't pick Steph Curry. Mark Jackson came during the lockout year. Yeah.
But right now, if he don't get it right, we're gonna need to find our Steve Kerr. We need to find our Steve Kerr.
Good luck with that. He just got that extension to start the season. Good luck with that.
And if Kyle does get fired, who do you think be the next head coach for the Niners?
Who do I want? Give me a second. I know somebody's gonna want that guy from Washington, but I don't want him.
Who the coordinator or he was on the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh, I know who I want. I want Kurt Warner. I want Kurt Warner.
You serious?
Like a pregnancy test.
Bruh.
Wow.
So we see Sean Payton, right? So we see TV analysts. I mean, Kurt and Brendan Warner, they got their treasure house thing going on. Oh no, Kurt got that cushy gig with Westwood Warner. He got too soft now.
The man has the greatest like work history ever, from a Night Stalker to a Super Bowl champion in 6 months. That's enough for me.
That'd be nice.
A lot of good players don't make good coaches.
That's a fact, though. You know, that's literally where he was found. He was night stalking.
6 months later, he was a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. His story is inspiring, and what he was able to do with the greatest show on turf, you know, that was fun to watch. That was real fun to watch. But man, I feel like you got to be in this grind day in and day out for years before you can put that headset on. I mean, Peyton was gone a few, and he looked like he never coached before.
I was here when Jimmy Johnson took over the Cowboys. I remember those years.
A sad day, but we'll always have 94. Thank God. Man. So where I grew up, everybody was a Cowboys fan, and I don't know why. To this day, I feel like they were only Cowboys fans because they saw them on TV rocking mullets, and they had mullets.
Oh, they're idiots now. They're all idiots now.
And they like the cheerleaders too because they got the best ones.
No, they don't.
Oh wow.
I mean, hey, hold on, dog. Nah,
I think the Lakers have the best cheerleaders.
I ain't detect no lies. So.
Yeah.
But no. So honestly, I
Hey,
really think that
you
the
know,
offense
my
is letting
kid's a
us down.
49ers fan.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, so my daughter.
She changed.
My daughter is actually a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
She's not one of these delusional Cowboys fans. She'll straight tell you we are not winning the Super Bowl with that. She straight told me that.
Mhm.
But she's also she has good taste though. Her husband is a 49ers fan, so you know.
Mhm.
She'll come around. She'll come around.
Mhm.
She'll come around.
Hopefully.
It'll take time. No, she'll come around.
May I ask David McNider, you know, you're a 49er fan. How did she become a Cowboys fan?
Her mom.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Her mom was a Cowboys
her
fan.
mom and her grandparents on her mom's side, but they all had literally said, "Yeah, we're not winning a Super Bowl with that." They've all literally said that. So
he's not winning. He's not winning no Super Bowl with Cowboys. I don't know.
They don't have a coach.
Yeah, he's not good at all.
and
He
they
sucks.
do still have their TVs too, folks. They never destroyed them. So you know.
Hey,
just so
did you
everyone
see
knows.
that when Phillies lost the playoff the last game against the Diamondbacks? One of the kids punched his TV because the Phillies lost.
I'm against
I
violence against
haven't
TVs.
seen that. Yeah,
I need to send.
but-
I need to send you. I seen it on Instagram. If I find it again, I send it to you.
Okay. But yeah, you know, it's sports. Things happen. You know, the Niners, when we lost that championship game, yeah, it hurt. But it was kind of like, I remember we were actually live streaming, I believe, at this point at that time, and we were all going, "Why isn't what just happened to Brock? Like, why ain't he coming back in the game? He's on the sidelines throwing."
Yep.
But why isn't he coming back in the game? You know, they weren't talking about his elbow injury at all. You know,
And what's
we
up
all
with
know how
Ronnie
Kyle
Bell,
is.
man?
He likes to keep that stuff hush hush. Dude, you have an excellent point. So
Ronnie Bell.
why is Ray getting, you know, Debo snaps? I mean, Ronnie Bell seems to be doing pretty good in this offense. And
Because
it's almost like someone, I can't remember who, but someone told me that everyone has their backups. And Ray is Debo's backup, and Ronnie Bell is Brandon Ayuk's backup. But it's like he's a wide receiver. You know, look at what he did in the preseason. Even in the Giants game, you know, he only had a couple catches, but they were really good catches. And, you know, it was tight coverage. I'm wondering why he didn't get more snaps. You know, is this Kyle's bias against rookies, or I should say prejudice against rookies?
Maybe because he has Jimmy G's old number.
That's funny.
That's funny.
No, that's not the case. But
But you bring
yeah,
up
So
we
does the
all know how
football-
Kyle is with rookies. He'll sit them and kind of waste a year of their career, and yeah, in my opinion, it kind of hinders their development too, because nothing helps. Nothing can represent game time reps. Practice doesn't. Nothing does. You know.
Well, I wonder if we'll see more Ronnie Bell because Ray, I mean, he didn't look like he was ready for the moment necessarily, right? He didn't execute the plays as much as you would expect someone who is designated, you know, to fill in for Deebo Samuels. So if he's not going to execute the plays, we can get that from Ronnie Bell, right? I mean, we can have Ronnie Bell, you know, going in the wrong motion. And potentially, well, I guess maybe Kyle doesn't know how to scheme up for 2 wide receivers. Like, I mean, really, that's the only thing I can think of is that he's gotten so used to Deebo. Like, if you need Deebo that much, then just put Christian McCaffrey out there in Deebo's spot. In all honesty, and let's get that running back. Let's get another running back in there. Like, we know CMC is a good route runner.
Jordan Mason.
Yeah, get Jordan Mason back there. Hell, get TDP back there.
Dude. Well, Jordan Mason is like 5.9 average per yards per rush on the season, and he's just sitting there collecting dust. As Kyle, you know, well, a story came out saying CMC refuses to come out of the game. But, you know, Kyle's the head coach. He can tell him, look, you know, I'm going to give this guy touches. I need you later in the season. And Kyle just needs to assert who he is. And if that's the case, then tell CMC to get out of the game. Put JP Mason in. And Elijah Mitchell hasn't, you know, in his few carries, he hasn't looked good. So let's get the guy that does look good in the game, and let's run the ball down their throats.
Yep.
Is
They don't. Kyle's not Kyle is not using all his weapons. He's not using Jordan Mason. He's not using Ronnie Bell. See, he was a high hand, you know. He could be one of them players. They could be the high hand. And like I said, that fourth quarter in the Vikings game, see, like Brandon Brock Purdy was throwing right to number 3 all the time. And that defensive back was sitting back there looking at it. He was sitting there like, he's going to throw it. And what did Brock Purdy do? He throw it right there. It could have been somebody else he could have threw it to. And I just wondered, maybe the coach was messing with him. He didn't see that defensive back sitting there.
Oh, maybe as Christian McCaffrey tells Kyle Shanahan, maybe he's the boss. He does what he wants, and Kyle agrees with him. Like, I don't want to come out the game. All right, you stay in there. Maybe.
Nah, I think as part of it, and I think the other part of it though is, you know, we got Kyle out on the practice field tossing the ball back and forth with John Lynch. He don't want to be the bad guy. He's the homie unless you know you're some rookie who he can punish, but right, he needs CMC. He needs CMC more than CMC needs Kyle. And when you got a
Yep.
situation like that, I mean, like you said, CMC may be running the show.
Yep.
We just don't need to go through the same thing that Andy Reid went through, or Tom Landry went through, where you went like you go decades before you get a Super Bowl. We have a team now.
Seem like we have a team. I don't know what they. I mean, actually, I can't say that. I do know what they're doing because, right,
We do
we
have a
can lose
team.
up to 4 games this season, and I still will feel confident we can make it to the NFC. But
Oh
I
yeah,
do need to see our offense cashing in when the defense is setting them up nicely. I mean, I really need to see that, and I do need to see our kicker like make field goals, regardless. I need to see that, So I think there are questions we have as fans that we didn't necessarily have before regarding this team. I mean, I don't know. I guess our offense. How about this? Our offense before we had CMC last year, we know what that looked like. So the fact that we kind of seeing it again with CMC is a little concerning to me. Actually, now that I think about it, that's a little concerning to me.
But
Like how we stagnant again? How are we stagnant, Kyle? How can we not move the ball? I know you were talking about running the ball, and CMC was getting punished, right? Wasn't he averaging like about 3 yards a carry last game? He ain't get it going. He was a walk-in 100 yards for the first 5 games of the season. Between passing and rushing, we knew he's 100 yards, and he's always a threat to bust one. But maybe we're discounting the loss of our left tackle, right? Because we were already
yeah.
worried about the rest of the offensive line, and now the one thing we weren't concerned about, is gone. And so, and CMC, do y'all feel like he's built to run up the middle?
No, he's not structurally. No, that's TDP. That's TDP.
Right? That's TDP, that's Mason, right? Like, and so
Mason is yes, sort of Mason, but that's TDP right there. That's TDP.
And when we think about our offensive line right now, the only place that's probably going to be stout is between left guard and center. That's probably the only spot in the line that's going to be stout. So you're going to have to, what's that? Does that mean that's like the B gap? Or, so you're going to have to run through there if you're going to get anything going. We already ran to the left side anyways. And now, man, our offensive line is starting to make me really mad again. That we have one player go down, and now our line is completely collapsed. That's kind of frustrating to me.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what's frustrating with me too? Is every time we play a team that we're supposed to beat on, that we're supposed to whoop, we lose to them.
And we
That's been
lose.
since the
Yep.
80s. We used to always play on a team that sucked. They're having a bad game. They can't do nothing. And all of a sudden, boom. They come play us. They play like they're the 8-0 team. Like we just keep on losing these sorry teams. Like we should have lost to the Vikings. They're not that good.
Or
Yeah.
the Browns.
But we play good teams that can beat us. We whoop them.
And I ain't trying to be petty, but the Cowboys ain't a good team either. They sorry too. Cowboys sorry.
But they was a team that you had to.
Yeah.
They had a good record.
Yeah, they beat up on the Jets, Giants, and other sorry teams.
But we play like take last season. We supposed to beat Chicago Bears. But what we do? We lose to him.
We lost.
The dude who we just paid all that money to couldn't catch the ball.
Mm-hmm. And in Atlanta, we're supposed to beat Atlanta. Boom, they beat us.
You know what? Now that you bring up that Atlanta game, I wonder if I should take back my depth comment, because we were injured that game and we didn't have the depth we needed to go out there and compete, and that was an excuse. And so now I'm wondering if we just haven't. I mean, our secondary's always been thin, right? Like we definitely don't want to see Ambry out there. So, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I do know.
But Atlanta last year did to us what we do to teams.
Yeah,
they ran the ball. They ran the clock. They held on the ball for a long time.
Didn't they end up beating us by 2 scores though too? Wasn't it like 31-17 or something like that?
I can't remember. But
I think it was like 31-14.
That's even worse. Yeah, no, because I remember that game just seeming like we packed it in, and I feel like we haven't mailed in any games this season, right? Like we just haven't executed. We haven't executed, and so I hope the offense can clean up some of that pre-snap stuff and hold on to the ball. Hold on to the ball, CMC. If your abdomen hurts, don't play. Because that was the first thing that came to my mind was, you lost that ball because your stomach hurt.
And he should not be in the game then.
Right. No, absolutely. And so, yeah. And so I just think though, as a team, we need our offense to step up. And I need to see Huff. We're Huff. We're all pro Huff. I mean, it feels like this team. I feel like, at least when I think of the front office, they felt guys were going to take leaps who haven't taken leaps. Because think of all the people we lost to bring in a Hassan Reddick. Think about all the depth we had on our line. I was listening to one of the podcasters talk about that, and I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I can't remember which one it was, but that was not my original thought. But I was like, that makes sense. We lost so many people to bring in one person. We got what, $320+ million players on our defensive line.
Yep.
When we used to have a rotation of, like, if you think about it, our problem, if we could have came back with the exact same team that we had last year, right? Like there wasn't, like our team last year wasn't the problem. Kyle's play calling was the problem. And so we went out and made moves that we may not have actually needed to make, except for like shoring up the offensive line. I think that was something, like, for whatever reason, they just do not want to do that. They don't. And I believe that that's really the one thing that they actually could have improved upon. But if they had brought back that same defensive line, if we could have kept Jimmy Ward, right? Like, I mean, I know that he and Kyle, they no longer saw eye to eye, so it probably wasn't going to happen. But again, that's on Kyle, like,
because he missed that interception in the NFC Championship in the Rams.
No, that was
Mosley. Oh, Tart. Yeah, my bad.
No,
my bad.
But I think if we could have kept that same defense that we had last year, we'd have all the rotation we need. Like, if you're worried about having a run stopper, then bring in a run stopper, but you don't have to pay one person the salary that you could have paid a bunch of elite pass rushers. Like, we were getting home last year, or Bosa was getting home, but because everybody else was doing their job at an elite level. So, like, I'd love to have Ebukam right now come as a rotation piece over Farrell. Like, you know,
Yes,
so
Oh yeah.
that's true.
right,
That's
like,
true.
you know, if you think about it, right now we count on Drake Jackson to replace, I mean, you know, production of God, I don't even know who else we lost on the line. But if you think about the folks we had on the line,
We
like
had
Drake Jackson,
Aminihu Willis. Yeah, Aminihu. He was a 5.5 sack guy, I think.
yep,
We
he was.
had
He
Jordan
was
Willis. On the inside, I honestly think that we just lost we have T.Y. McGill on the practice squad, and that's pretty much the rest of the DJ Jones. We lost him the
Yeah.
year before last.
Yeah.
But
So maybe it's Gregory.
honestly, I would like to get him back, though. I really would.
And maybe it's just Gregory getting integrated in, right? Maybe that's what we need, and all will be fine, because you know Drake Jackson, he's not producing at the level those other folks were. Let's say that. I'm not gonna disparage him.
he's not stepping up. Yeah, he's not stepping up.
And that's hurting. That's hurting as well, right? So, I mean, I don't even know what he's doing when he's out there. I truly don't. But it's not sacking the quarterback. But man, listen, fellas, I wanted to pop by, say hello. It's nice chatting with y'all. I'm about to go lay myself down. Got to wake up early for the baby girl's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday
sweet.
to
All right. Happy birthday.
Yeah, tell her I said happy birthday, buddy.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll tell.
Yeah, happy birthday too.
She's turning 9, so
Thanks for coming, man. Have a great
Happy
night.
birthday to your daughter.
thank you. Y'all have a good night, and
Yeah, you too, man.
Let's go Niners.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
Niners.
go Niners.
Yep.
That's the first time I met him. He sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on the show once before. It's been a minute. I think it was the first time that we had it on my channels when he popped in.
What's his name?
It's Hurl.
Oh, Hero.
You see, David. If you were on Twitter, you'd probably know who he is. I'm part of you.
You going out? Can't hear you.
You going up? You going out? He's on mute now.
Mm-hmm.
So David Corona.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I have audio problems, but for some reason, it's fixing itself a lot faster now. I literally need to contact StreamYard and be like, what is going on here? Because I don't know if you guys noticed what's in my ears. It's not the normal headset. I was trying something new tonight. The normal headset, I can't even open it, or these suckers are gonna skull candy.
Oh, these?
But yeah, I can't even open it, or they would try to link up and it would just mess everything up. Ooh, you got JVCs; those are pretty nice. YouTube,
Yeah.
this is none of these guys are sponsored by us. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not
no,
sponsored.
Too many rules.
no sponsor.
But,
All the rules.
yeah, I also have a set of again not sponsored JBLs, but that I've never hooked them to this device. They only hook up to my phone. So, they're actually better noise cancellation, believe it or not. They have fantastic noise cancellation. When I'm at work running a machine that's 150 decibels, I got those in. Because I like my hearing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, David Corona.
Yeah, what's up, Corey?
I was talking to this Cowboy fan, and he heard about you saying that the Cowboys won't make it to the Super Bowl with Zach. and he told me he wanted to bet you.
Oh, I bet him.
He wanted to bet you a tattoo.
Oh no. Oh no. Here we go.
Well, what kind of tattoo is this?
On the other side of the cheek.
The other side of the cheek? Dak Prescott or what?
Yeah, Prescott.
He will never win a Super Bowl. He will never win. But this time
Oh,
he has to win it.
no.
This time he has to win it.
Yeah.
He can't be on the sideline or that's how I messed up with Joe. You know what I mean? So this time I'm
because if Gino's even just on the squad, it counts. You know, it's like
yeah. So yeah, I'm not.
Man, I tell you what.
oh man. Well,
I make that bet.
I respect anybody who has tattoos. It's just not my thing. I told Tony a long time ago, if I ever get a tattoo, it's just gonna be her name on my booty cheek, right? And if she could get one of my name on hers, right? You know, like, hey, that's mine, that's hers, right? But I'm too afraid of needles. I ain't gonna do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Brian,
so there's no ink on me. I'm sorry.
Brian,
it doesn't hurt. It just tickles.
That's what she said.
Right?
Brian.
Yes, sir, Corey.
I want to apologize to you.
Oh no! Don't worry. Don't. You're a big brother. Don't worry about it. You didn't do nothing wrong.
I jumped off. You was trying to talk to me, and I jumped off your show real fast.
No worries.
You were trying to talk to me. I'm like, oh man, I hit the X button to use that. I thought, oh shoot.
It happens all the time. We're ending the shows. Sometimes that you guys are doing it, I'm doing it. You know, it's like sometimes that mouse click there's that pause and delay. But I appreciate y'all, really do. So hey, I was in the chat. I was doing some stuff in the back of my laboratory. My editing department, right? And listening to Hurl, really good guest, David. That's like again the third time we've had him come on. Really good guy, very knowledgeable about the Niners. Yep. And shout out to him if you were still listening. Happy birthday to your little one tomorrow. That'd be great. But yeah, so who won the World Series, David?
It's 1-0 Rangers walk off home run.
So the series just one game out of the series so far?
Yeah, tomorrow's game 2.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I was knowing he was getting close when the Giants, when we bow out, I kind of tune out. It's just one.
It was 5-3 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here comes Corey Seager to tie the game. He hit one.
Oh man, that's awesome!
Hell yeah!
I don't know who that is, but that's awesome. It's really awesome.
You know who Corey is. Corey, you know who he is. Corey Seager. Yeah, you do. You just teasing.
No, I really don't listen to baseball too much. I know the Giants. I'm sorry. I know the Giants just got a new general manager.
He used to play for the Dodgers.
Oh well, then hey, all right, that's okay. We're stealing one from you guys. That's okay. So, David, what's your thoughts on this whole quarterback situation? It sounds like Purdy's going to start. How do you like that? How do you feel about that?
Oh, he is going to start, Purdy?
Sounds like it's going to be like it's like a 65% chance he's going to be starting.
Oh, I feel better now.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I feel better now.
You think he suffered a minor concussion, or do you think 6 days?
They say he was feeling sick because it was like something about the plane. He was under the weather. That's what somebody said on SportsCenter or something like that.
But nobody else felt that way, and he didn't feel like that traveling there, huh?
Yeah, they say something about that too.
And he's never thrown 2 interceptions in a game after getting hit like that before. Very
Exactly.
suspicious. Do you think this is everybody? David Corona, David McNider, Corey Davis, John Jay. Do you guys all have your tinfoil hats? Because I think we got a conspiracy on our hands.
I could go get mine.
Yeah, if you want to go
I
to
still,
the,
I
you know,
still, I
if you
still
wanna go
feel
to
like we
the-
need to sit him. Sam area, Sam needs to be starting.
Nah,
Brian took
Nah.
off his 14 jersey.
Yeah, I had to put the Sam area up. It was getting a little chilly in the house, so I wanted to put my Snuggie Giant jersey hoodie on. Shout out to Tony. She made this for me. Really like it. But
right on.
I think, you know, Brock 30, you know, he puts up 30. I can't see why Sam 40 can't put up 40. I'm confident. I think, you know, give the guy a little bit more time off. We have a bye coming up. If we lose this game, it's not the world's over. You know, it's not the sky's falling. We have some injuries right now. We need to do some defensive adjustments. We need some offensive adjustments. If CMC didn't fumble, we might have scored right in the beginning of the game, and then we wouldn't have given the Vikings the ball back right away, right? They came out and they were like, "Oh wow, we got the ball back," and they had momentum then, right? Then, you know, sure, Jake Moody misses a field goal. Their kicker missed a field goal too, but we're not going to talk about that. The game, you know, was really close for the longest part. If we had the field goal, sure, that would have been 3 points more on the board. It wouldn't have won us the game, but it would have been 3 more points. It would have been a kickoff. So instead of them getting the ball where we missed the field goal at, they would have had to, you know, return the ball. So it would have been a change of possession. Then the 16 seconds at the end of the half, that was a little bit crazy. And I know everybody's talking about it, but that is a little crazy to go for an all-out blitz. Our defensive back, if he would have caught the ball, that would have just been like the second interception for him. You know, that would have been great for his stat sheet, but he wasn't going to be able to score from there. So I heard somebody, and I think it was Larry Krueger, but somebody said it. He could have just knocked the ball down and the game would have been over. You know, not, you know, the half would have been over and we could have just went into, but instead, like a lot of people like to say, we're trying to play hero ball out there. And, you know, we all want to see those fancy picks. We all want to see all that crazy sacks and stuff like that. But don't we want to see somebody make a tackle? And if you're, you know, like not everybody can be Deion Sanders. And if you remember, Deion Sanders always went for an interception, but he never tackled or he missed the tackle. So it was either he scored or the other person did, right? Because he was going 100 for that ball. And if he missed the ball, you know what I mean? Like we got to decide on what type of team we want to be. And if Wilks isn't the coach, then we need to figure that out. If he's building the defense from the rear end, from, you know, opposite from how we're building it, and you know, this is to you, Mr. McNiner, we've built our defense from the line backwards. So did we make a mistake by going and getting this guy? And is it that crazy to go and say we should have went and signed, you know, Fangio?
Well, we remember when D'Amico Ryans took over. You know, it took him about half a season to really get going, right? And I honestly think Steve Wilks, he hasn't done a terrible job because we've only allowed 109 points. I think we're 4th in the league right now with points given up. And yeah, I fully expect him, like even in the Bengals game, I expect him to watch tape, learn what's going on, and know what to do because he is an experienced head coach. Is he the right guy for us? This is something that we're going to be seeing in the last half of the season. If he doesn't turn it around and, you know, our defense is middle of the pack with all the defensive players we have, there's a big problem.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might be time to I've been joking, folks. I got jokes. I've been saying Kyle needs to hire Jim Schwartz because if you can't beat them, hire them. You know?
And that's a brilliant idea. I think you're the first person I've heard say that. And yeah, I've thrown Fangio out there a couple times, but if you could get Schwartz, I know he kind of has like a hatred towards the Niners, the Jim Harbaugh, the bad handshake, that kind of, but if you could get him money, right? He was wearing blue. Now what is he wearing? Orange. If you can get him to see green and come on our team, suit up in the red. You could be mad all the time wearing red, but you're getting paid. And you could be playing on our, coaching for our team. I like that, David. I think that would. Now, do you know if he plays coaches a 3-4 or a 4-3? I don't know that.
The Browns run on 4-3.
Yeah.
So
they plug and
play. Yeah, he would probably love to, have our defense that's just as talented as the Browns. He would probably love to be here. And I don't know if he hates the Niners. I don't think he does. I think it's a Jim Harbaugh thing. He might not like Jim Harbaugh.
It might just be coaching competitiveness, right? Hey, we were going up against you this time, and then another scenario, we're going up against you again. But wow, David, I think you're onto something right there.
I got a question. What happens? Let's let Sam Darnold play this game because he's playing a good defense or a good offense. And what happens? I don't want to jinx it or mess it up for Brock Purdy. But what happens if Brock Purdy gets injured in the season and he can't come back for a minute, and Sam Darnold doesn't know nothing about the play calls? So it'd be good if he plays this game and let Brock Purdy sit to Jacksonville till we play Jacksonville.
So if I think I'm hearing what you're saying correctly, start Sam Darnold so he can get some playing time. Okay, because the worst thing that can happen is we're just going to lose this game, right? Give Brock Purdy time to recover, and then play him after the bye. If you rush Brock Purdy out there this game and he's not quite ready, which he could be completely ready. But let's just be on the side. Let's just be cautious, right? Let's think about our future, right? If CMC and Brock Purdy are our future because they seem to be tied together, but if Brock Purdy is, like the real deal, give him his second to recover. Let's not make him like Steve Young, where Steve Young had to retire early because of concussions. So give him a second to take a break, right? I know you're a warrior. Put him out there. So that's what I'm hearing you say correctly. Then I totally agree. If you rush Purdy back and he does have a setback, then where are we at? Then everybody's so afraid to see Sam Darnold play. Everybody wants to say he sees ghosts, and I'm guilty of it too. It's a funny joke, right? But if we're so afraid to start him, isn't it really funny that our coach tried to trade for him before we tried to go and draft our Trey Lance? Isn't it funny that Robert Saleh said, no, I like Sam Darnold. We're not giving him up just yet because we're not sure what Zach Wilson is. Isn't it funny that Steve Wilkes comes with Sam Darnold? CMC says, hey, this guy's not that bad. Isn't it like a little weird, or is it just all a coincidence? Or is it just like, is the record that goes with Sam Darnold from the Jets and the Panthers all on him? Or, sure, he's had so many fumbles, he's had so many interceptions, but is it all on him, or are we making more out of the stats? Because I've heard several people on our channel right here say that stats don't necessarily matter, or they don't tell the full story. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Mr. McNabb?
Go ahead.
Well, it was all kind of strange how it all come together. It's like Kyle liked Sam Darnold during the draft process, and then some reports were that we tried to trade for him, but apparently we didn't offer enough. It's kind of strange. Then they draft Zach Wilson, and then they ship Sam Darnold to Carolina, right? So that was like, Then last year, we trade for CMC. We give them a slew of draft picks, and honestly, you never know if a draft pick's going to totally work out. It's like what a 50-50 ratio on if draft picks work out or not, maybe less. Or that's a good team, is 50-50. So, and then this year come along and we end up signing Sam Darnold, getting Steve Wilks. It is just kind of odd. It's like, are the Carolina Panthers our farm team or something? If we end up trading for someone from them, then yeah, I'm gonna start thinking that.
I know Corey wants to jump in real quick, but I have a real quick question or something that we should tell the chat. I know for a fact I have a fond respect. I want to kind of root for the guy. You, me, and Tony met Sam Darnold's mom and girlfriend in passing. We seen his family, so I kind of want to say, hey, how many? You got to kind of root for it, right? We were, hey mom, hey girlfriend, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's number 14 in the stadium before anybody else is in the stadium. I mean, is that a coincidence? So yeah, shout out to Sam, and hope your mom and your girlfriend subscribe to the channel, because we're not hating on you here. We think you can do something good. Corey, go for it, man.
Brian, I have a question. What Damian Lee said something about bringing back, trading for.
Oh no! Oh,
did you hear it?
I was totally listening just a few minutes ago. I did have to walk to the store, and I also was working on my stuff for tomorrow morning. So maybe you'll have to remind me on the question.
He said he would trade Sam Darnold for Nick Mullins to come back.
Oh no! Nope. You know why?
Nope.
You know why? Because I don't want injured goods. Nick Mullins has already been hurt, and sure, Brock Purdy's hurt, but we didn't let him go. Okay, and he's still on our team, and we still believe in him. Nick Mullins' time has come and gone. I don't know, but I would trade for Kirk Cousins. I would, and I would trade for Bosa's brother in San Diego. I would trade for Derek. I would trade for I don't think we need corners so much. I think if again we had a decent pass rusher, or like a nice linebacker, a Brian Burns. So if we could get Brian Burns or Derrick Henry, I think that's our iceberg. I think that's what's going to melt the I think that's what's going to put us over the top, guys.
Hey, imagine we had Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa together. Oh, yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
One would wear the number 9 jersey, and the other one would wear the number 7, and then they'd line up next to each other, and you just see Bosa.
Yeah, I like that one. Hell yeah. You agree? Hell yeah. But go ahead, John Jay. I was gonna say something after you.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Okay. So if Sam Darnold plays this week, it'd be good because he'd be knowing the calls. Say what happened? We need him in the playoffs, and he doesn't know nothing. So yeah, let's get him some reps. Let him know about the play calls, the players he's going. And he never played with a real good team like us. And if he be messing up, it'd be no more excuses because he's on the right team. He's not on the Jets. He's not on the Panthers. He's on the right team now. No more excuses. So that's why I think.
What you got, David McNair? I know
Cor-
it's getting late.
Well, Corey, were you gonna say something, buddy?
No.
Oh, okay. So, at this point, I don't, our backup QB, I kind of feel like we shouldn't ever have to use him, But in the Kyle Shanahan era, how many years do we have with a healthy QB?
One.
That's right. That's right. 2019.
One.
So it's like I'm kind of going for quality and quantity. So let's trade for Kirk Cousins. Let's trade for Kirk Cousins. Let's keep Sam Darnold. Let's keep Brock Purdy. Let's even keep the Brandon Duck Allen. Why not? Let's keep all four of them.
4 quarterbacks?
We need one.
Three of them on the active roster, and then we'll use the extra quarterback rule for the fourth guy.
Yeah.
And then now we might be able to get through a season with that.
I agree. Hell yeah.
The thing about Kirk Cousins though is he's never been injured. Like he's never missed a game. Like he's like Superman, like
Yeah.
so
I think he missed 1 or 2 games, no?
oh man, I don't think so.
Hold on. I'm gonna look at his game log, but I think Bryant's right.
I don't think
I think he missed like 1 or 2 games.
Well, I'm not
You
gonna
find
get
that?
you. I'm not betting you on getting a tattoo, but I tell you what.
Okay, you have to get it. You have to get Kirk Cousins on your forehead.
No, I'm not doing that. No.
I thought you were gonna offer. I thought you were gonna offer him a butt cheek tattoo, but that's forehead.
Forehead's better, so we can see it.
No, butt cheek tattoo is better. You like that?
No, I like the forehead.
Do you like that?
You won't be able to see it. The only time you're gonna see it if I take a picture and send it to you. That's the only time you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't care.
Brian and Joe said it. Brian and Joe and Ryan said he wants to see it. Yep.
Yeah,
Corey too, I think. I think
Joe-
Corey said that too.
No, I don't want to see it.
Joey, buddy, Joe's super funny.
So according to his game log, he has missed ever since he became a starter. He has missed 1 game in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, 1 game.
Whoa.
1 game though in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years as a starter.
Yep, one game.
I would take that.
Me too.
I would
But
like to have that kind of durability.
But he can't win in big games though.
He beat us.
know-
What are you
He beat
talking
us.
about? That was a big game.
Well, the whole thing is look at the team that would be around him if he was here.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not all on him. It's not all on
Exactly.
him.
I agree. I agree with.
Yeah, the team he played on in Washington wasn't that great. Then he went to Minnesota, and they haven't necessarily. Yeah, they had Stephon Diggs, but who else did they have? I think they had Adam Thielen for a few
Yeah, they still
seasons, a
got-
good slot receiver.
I think they still have
9 years.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's really. Hey, but so
He's on-
right? What was up with all the injury timeouts that they had? And did you guys feel like they were fake injuries? The tight
I
end.
kind of felt like we were getting a rhythm going, and you're talking like the tight end probably, because I think he did it. I think he did it a couple times.
Yeah, so the coach like looked at him and like tried to signal, get down, right? And then I seen other players doing it. I seen one of their wide receivers do it, and then like I was just like every time like we were starting to I don't know, step up on him or whatever. I don't know, man. That game was a little weird, And then you guys could hear him yelling, "Let's go Niners" in the stadium. I think that I think they got some help in that game. I don't know. Call me a homer, but my name's Bryant. Saying it.
Oh man.
What else? What else do you guys have? We're gonna be winding it down here in a few minutes.
Oh man. I got to go to bed pretty soon. I got umpire tomorrow.
Well, David, thank you always, man. You have a great show as always. Everybody who's listening, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you feel like it, if you don't mind, please share it. If you have a community tab, a Facebook, if you have a Twitter, it's really easy. Let people know about David's channel so we can grow it. Got a lot of great people on the show, like everyone here. And man, David, thank you so much. A lot of fun. Friday night after hour show ruled.
Yep.
And
Corey,
I might be still doing the play-by-play on Sunday. I gotta see how I can do it. It might be I have to go leave for a second and come back. I might still do play-by-play on that Sunday game.
They're on channel 2 this week. Yeah, they're on channel 2.
Ooh, that means I might actually hold on a second. Is it the game of the week?
Yep. No, they're after the Jacksonville and Steelers game. Right after that.
Yeah, but there's a game determined during the week, and it's called the game of the week, and then it's nationally televised, or the majority of the nation gets to see it.
Oh, I think the game of the week is the Rams and Cowgirls. I'm not too sure though.
Will you be watching that one?
I hope not.
Nope. Nope. I might be sleeping on the couch though.
Well, if your wife is watching it, and you're enjoying it with her, that's all that matters. Is community, quality time. But
I know I was on Corey's listening back. I told my wife, "Hey, listen to this real quick." He said, McNiner said, "I think Corona might have to sleep on the couch that night." my wife was fucking busting up.
That's what's up. Well, you tell her we say good night and go Niners.
Yep.
Team as well.
Yeah, it's always go Niners and F those Lambs, Always.
Push it one more time, David.
Go 49ers, F the Lambs, and F the Cowboys.
Why isn't it? Having technical difficulties with my outro.
Oh.
What are you doing? Brian?
I was dancing.